Welcome to a brand new episode of the Malaga Insiders. My name is Chris Marquez, and I am not alone today because I have two fellow insiders with me. Let's start off with the guy who lives most far at the moment, Paul.
Good evening, Chris. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, I guess.
You guess. Well, that was okay.
Busy,
I'll be
very
about that
busy,
later on.
very busy.
Okay.
But I have my Spanish passport back, so I'm
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I'm Spanish and Dutch now.
Good, or is it good?
That is good.
That's
Then
good.
we go to Mr. Blur, Tony.
What's up, everyone?
You're still blurred, but that's fine. We have your voice.
Oh,
That's the most important thing.
I don't know what's happening, but nice to be back again after a couple of weeks.
Paul,
Not happy with
how
the
was your-
result, but
Yeah, you weren't here last week. We had Alex Ashmore.
no.
Did Alex Ashmore? Did you guys think Alex Ashmore brought some true journalism into the podcast last week?
Yeah, jury's out on that one. He's not very good, is he?
Well, he was with me on a Wednesday. We recorded, and on the Thursday he was at Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, he lowered his standards on the Thursday.
Yeah, doing interviews with Henchko.
Yeah.
I guess this is the best place to be. How was your week, Paul?
So far, been busy, but we're halfway through. Only 2 days to go to the weekend, so all good.
Did you edit some posters to your background?
That was the ones I had previously, but I just didn't get around to put them up. So it's all the 82 World Cup posters.
It looks really, really nice.
Well, I've got 8 of them up. So Alicante, Zaragoza, Elche, Valencia, Barça, Lona, Malaga one behind me, Sevilla, and then the Espana 82 mascot motif thing.
Nice.
So
Tony, how was your week?
My week has been busy with work from 5 to 2, so it's mid-long hours, but for the rest it's been pretty good, pretty tired, but yeah, enjoying. The weather has been pretty good in Holland so far, to be honest, this week. Mostly sun, so that's nice. Enjoying like the last nice days before we get into the dark and rainy of the Dutch winter.
You're talking about dark rainy. Paul, is it dark and rainy already in Scotland?
It's dark and rainy and cold, yes.
Yeah. So don't be a shitty guy, Tony.
No, I'm saying I'm enjoying it now because it's nice.
There are people in worse places. I'm in the sun of the Costa del Sol. We have all been very busy this week. You know who probably has been very busy as well this week? That's Pellicer after a 1-0 loss away. No, a 2-1 loss. 2-1 loss away against Burgos. I don't really feel like diving into it, but I think we have to talk about it. Maybe we have to discuss Pellicer, where he is at this moment. Is he still our guy? Is he halfway on his way to the exit, or should it be at the gate already? He seems to be a cat with 9 lives, if you ask me, because I think over the past years we have talked a lot about him, whether he's the right guy in the right position for Malaga. But another loss, Paul.
Yeah, as you know, guys, I didn't see it, so I've seen the highlights. If it's as bad as you lot have told me, then yeah, it's not great. Haven't seen the goals that were lost. Defensive frailties showing again. 2 goals where runners haven't been picked up. One from the free kick, Chupe's left his man, and the second cross in, Dorio's left his man to run into the box, and you can't get away with that. That's just nonsense stuff. If you're tracking a player, you've got a man marking duties. You need to carry on and mark them straight into the box. You can't be leaving them. Two decent finishes, but I think Herrero should have done better with the first one. The second one, sorry, at his near post. But it's not looking good defensively at the moment.
Tony, what did you make of it, of the first half?
The first half, to be honest, the game, we started playing pretty well. I really enjoyed the first 10, 20 minutes we played. Nice pressing. I saw some combinations there. And then we scored. And then after that, we just decide not to really play anymore, not to make that extra effort. It felt like it's just we started playing worse and worse and worse, and not in a way that we're playing bad as like we can't move the ball, but it's just like we move the ball, but we just can't do anything with it. We don't create any chances, any shots. After the goal, I don't remember any big chances we had. Maybe that one shot of Larrubia in the second half, but for the rest, it was just it was not pleasant to look at. It's very frustrating.
It was maybe a bit frustrating. What we can say is that Malaga opened the score with a pretty good goal of Dani Lorenzo, the man who we talked about that should be more decisive for Malaga. Probably we've talked about him over the past few weeks. He listened to the podcast, and I think we can say it was a great goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely what we want to see from Dani Lorenzo. I feel that's what his quality is as well, and I feel like he needs to continue with this. With what because he was one of the better ones, one of the few better ones of the last game. So see if he can keep up with the moment.
Paul, you watched the highlights, the
Yeah.
whole 3 minutes of it.
The whole 3 minutes. Yeah.
What did you think of the goal?
Yeah, it was a good move. I think what we said previously about Lorenzo being a bit more decisive, he took the ball and he looked for something. You know, he ran in and looked for someone to pass it to and continue his run. So yeah, I mean, it was a good work. I think was it Labette he played the 1-2 with, and when he got into the box, it was a nice wee knock past the defender one way. He went the other, and it was a tidy finish as well. A bit of creativity there. You know, somebody's actually looking to make runs into the box and play 1-2s, and just tidy finish. Yeah,
It was a great goal in my opinion. Nice to see Dani Lorenzo score. I hope this is one of many this season. But after that, after the goal, well, Malaga maybe was the better team for a bit, and then Burgos came with the goal. Draw. What can you tell us about the draw, Tony?
About the 1-1.
Yes.
Yeah, Chupa left his man completely open and gave him a free space to put in the back of the net. I feel like also in the right before the goal, we made so many unnecessary fouls to the opponent, but I don't really understood why. Like we kind of lost the grip of the game. We lost the concentration. No one was concentrated. No one was really trying to win those duels. We just made so many fouls at the end, unnecessary fouls, and one of those fouls led to the goal of Burgos. And Chupa should have followed his man, or did do a better job, and he didn't. What could happen because you're a striker? But it's just not. It was not great.
I think, and that's just my opinion, that Malaga got too relaxed into the match again, as we've seen more often. And it seems like, and I will come to it as well in the second half, it seems like we don't play anything. We're not playing to win a game. We're not playing to, I don't know, we're not playing attack football. We don't play defensive football. We play nothing. We're just on the pitch, 12 men. There's no strategy. It's toothless. There is no, I don't know. There's no idea behind it. And I think that leads us to these matches where you hope to score. And I don't see Malaga, and that's one of the things I'm starting to dislike, to give everything on the pitch. It doesn't look like that. And maybe they are giving their everything, but I don't know. We don't seem to play anything. We're fine with everything. If we score a goal, it's fine. If we get a goal against us, it also looks fine. It's also fine. What do you think, Paul?
yeah, I have to agree. I mean, I think we spoke a couple of weeks ago about Pellicer coming out at the start of the season and saying going to look to be playing more attacking football. First couple of games, there was a bit of evidence of that, but not very much. But we thought that's the start of something. But since then, obviously I can't comment on the full of this game, but the games that I've seen, pretty much all the other games, the coast, exactly what you're saying there, the coast. There's no cutting edge, and I think I'm in two minds whether that's because they can't, or it's, as you say, they're relaxed and don't want to. And sometimes they go 1-0 up and sit in, and then they can't get back into that rhythm of actually pushing. The only real time when I've seen them really start well was against Granada, and they scored two really good goals. Okay, Granada are a decent side, and they came back into it, but the evidence is there that I think they can push on and get, and be a bit more decisive and be a bit more creative and lethal up front. But I don't know. I'm in two minds whether they're. You say that it looks like they can do that, but was that just luck, or is that the way that they can play it and just don't? And I suppose does that come back to what you've sort of alluded to there? There's no real plan. Does that come back to the manager?
Yeah, I think so. And that's the thing that I see this season is that Malaga always starts their matches off pretty well. Then there is a shitload of a time, well, most of the match, there's nothing. And then the last 50 minutes, we're going like crazy to get a goal or to score. I mean, that's the football we have.
Yeah, generally, we're going in the last 10, 15 minutes crazy because we're behind. We need to try and get something from the game.
Yeah, or even when we're drawing, we're going crazy the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 35 minutes there's something, and 55 minutes we're nowhere.
Yeah.
Tony, what do you think?
I just think feels like there's no plan B. It's just plan A, and when that doesn't work, it's continuing trying plan A. It's not that we see different formations, different tactic, different plays, and different position. No, it's kind of always just the same. And it's just really static football. It's really just no one is really making difficult runs. No one is trying to get in behind. No one is like crazy pressuring. No one is really doing anything until the max limit. I do think they're all trying their best. I don't think it's like a lack of like, because I saw today on Twitter already some people saying, they're not really trying to fight for the shirt, this, that. I don't really agree with that. I do think they're trying, but I just don't think, or there is not good enough tactics from the manager's fault, or there's just not enough quality with the players we have now, taking away all the injuries.
I even want to take it further. You say there's no plan B. I don't think there's even a plan A. That's how it looks to me with this Malaga and the Malaga of last season. I don't think we don't play anything. We play
4-4-2 with Chupa up, Rafa pressing there to give Chupa more space. And then the wingers try to go cut inside and try to score, but Larrubia is the same issue again as last season, and the season before is just not decisive enough. That one shot he had was very weak in the second half, and that's really it. He still does his good football, but he's just not decisive. Lobete, kind of the same. Yes, he gave an assist now with Danny Lorenzo, I think. And then after, it's just a whole lot of nothing. Make some good runs, make some passes, but it's just nothing attacking-wise. Not like bang, 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 shooting, attacking. It's just like kind of like Rafa's there trying to pressure. Chupa is doing Chupa things, and it's just not really. Yeah, it's not really anything. It's just it's not really working. And then with the two midfielders, or if you don't have Luismi, you put Juanpe as a center defensive midfielder. He can't really bring the ball back and play it out well as Luismi does. I do think Juanpe has been well this season, what we've commented on in a few couple of episodes, but I don't think this more defensive role with Dani Lorenzo did him any justice there. I don't think he fits there. And especially now with Isa Merino gone, I feel like that is really where the issue was, like getting the ball from the back, bring it forward, and then when the forwards come, they really are not decisive. So it's just a lot of everyone just maybe not good enough. Maybe we just really, really thought this team was good enough, but they're just we're not that good, maybe.
Well, in the second half, I during halftime I was didn't know what to expect. I was afraid for the worst, but the players came back on the pitch in the second half, and Burgos was nowhere. The win was for the take. I didn't see Burgos at all. Malaga was dominating, Malaga was trying. Um, and what does Pellicer does, and that's for me the biggest mistakes, and show everything about or does show everything about Malaga this season, because he decides to take off Chupe in the 70th minute and replace him for Eneko Jauregui. I have to say his name now. And Joshua Dorio comes on the pitch. And Juanpe up. Haitam, of course, for Juanpe. That's good to see Haitam making some minutes. After how many days?
379, I think.
More than a year.
No, it's lovely to see Haitam back, and
Yeah, absolutely.
he has something different. But I feel like last game was a little bit difficult for him to come into this Burgos team to be in that type of situation of the game.
Yeah, but Burgos was dead. They didn't create anything. They were only defending, and instead of bringing Eneko Jauregui onto the pitch as a second striker, you take off Chupe and you replace him. If the win is for the take, you only need to score. Your opponent is doing nothing. They're having it very difficult with you. Why change a striker for another striker? It's those things I don't understand.
And also, it was not big of an impact needed that Eneko is having or had. I think it's it's not really. He doesn't really bring anything neither.
You know when he would bring anything as a second striker.
Yeah,
Because he's a guy that can hold the ball for you.
yeah.
And this was the perfect match to bring him in the 70th minute and have him alongside with Chupe, because he can hold the ball for you. He's a strong guy. He's a strong player, and you have to have him as a second striker, not changing it, replacing him for the only striker you have on the pitch. I don't really understand. 4 minutes later, it was Burgos with the goal. 4 minutes after Malaga made 3 changes. Does that say something about the changes, Paul? Or is that too soon after 4 minutes?
Well, you think players have got to be ready to come on and pick up their duties, So they've got to be under instruction of what they're doing, who they're replacing, who they're supposed to be marking when they come on, and replacing the guys that are coming off. And as I said right at the start, having seen the goal, Dorio, I don't know what he was doing. His man runs into the box at the back post, and I don't know what he was doing. He certainly wasn't running. He sees the boy run past him and doesn't even make an effort to get in. So, I mean, regardless of whether your instruction is to mark that guy or not, you see him running in behind you, you've got to go with him. There's obviously if you're changing the team, you're maybe changing the shape or you're changing who's playing where, but they're professional footballers. It's 11 against 11. You know that you've got to be picking up somebody at these set pieces, and it's just whether you're under instruction or not. You see a guy, you've got to go with him. That's your man, and that's not good enough for me.
No, and I think also to comment on Dorio, he really left a bad first impression with me. I really did not like anything he did. He had one run. He completely has no ability to pass his man. One pass from the midfielder came into his wing. He didn't run for it, so that they went completely out. I think, to be honest, he did not leave a very good impression with me.
Is there something we can blame Alfonso Herrero in any of the goals in? To blame him a bit, maybe?
Yeah, the second one.
Second one, yeah.
Sorry,
Tony, on you go.
I think the Burgos fans may have gone into his head because they were singing against him all day. He was just not. I don't think he looked sharp. He didn't look fine, and maybe the Burgos got into his head. They of course they really don't like him because of his move from Burgos to Mirandes, who are rivals, a couple of seasons ago, and they were constantly singing. You could hear it from the TV, singing, calling him a rat, calling him this, calling him that. So I don't know if that affected him. I don't think so, but he was not sharp. He didn't really feel having a good game.
I don't know. It wouldn't affect me. I would only have more like.
Yeah, but I know it's just to put some, maybe to give an explanation to his
Yeah.
performance, because I didn't really like Alfonso. He was not
There
good.
was also a lot of Puta Malaga in the stands. They're
Yeah.
not a big fan of Malaga, I think.
No, I think the game was quite heated as well, so
So
that can happen.
yeah, the question I suppose this week is: are the league going to pick up on that and fine Burgos, or is it just are they going to find Malaga supporters said one thing during the game and it's going to be us that's under the spotlight again?
I don't know if it should be,
Yeah, absolutely.
but yeah, still I don't know. It is. I think La Liga is doing this very well, or not very well. When I saw the image last season, and everybody got fined. So I don't think it's only Malaga.
Well, in the last recent weeks, it's only Malaga is the only one I've seen come out with the report and say, and then in the 13th minute this was said, and in the 18th minute this was said, and come on, I mean it's a bit swearing when it's a football match, It's just
We did get the most fines last season.
Yeah.
So we finished top on something.
I can understand because it costs Malaga a lot of money. But during home games, I think every week the fans really try to keep it easy. But the problem is that these referees are not making it easy. They're making it very difficult to not chant any not so nice things. And also, it's the time wasting. I irritate myself when I see footballers time waste. And Malaga probably does it as well. Feyenoord, my other club, does it as well, probably. I think that's the first thing they should ban from football. Because it's ridiculous. People pay a lot of money for season tickets or flights to see their teams play in another country. And then you have 11 players on the pitch, time wasting to get a draw out of a match or a win. I think that should be, I don't know. That should be, I don't know.
Should be like basketball or futsal.
Yeah.
When the ball goes out, time is stop.
Stop, yeah.
And that's it. But they don't do that because then you cannot mess with the extra time anymore. So that's probably something that will never change.
Yeah, but why would you want to match? Why would you want to mess with the extra time?
Oh, so that's what for the corruption and all that stuff. That was.
What does extra time? What does extra time do for you? Except
I don't know, but
if
they really wanted to change it, I think they would have already. They could have changed it.
Besides 2 seasons ago, a promotion to Segunda División. That's the only thing I've ever seen coming from extra time. Maybe a goal once or twice, but maybe that goal also would have been scored when the time was being stopped. Malaga lost. Anything positive to say, Tony?
Haitam back. Dani Lorenzo scoring. I think those two, and also I think who played really well as well was Murillo. He definitely brings me security as the only defender at the moment, going into every duel, battling well, even though playing on the right and the left. When they took him off on the right side, it's kind of when he turned into a flan, because I don't think Gabilondo has enough skill to play Segunda, at least for this team. So when Murillo left the right flank, that's kind of when they all started to get in there, and that's where they scored as well on that the right side in the second half. But I think Murillo did really good, so really want to credit him for that. He played a good game.
Do you want to add something, Paul?
No, I think for me Murillo has been brilliant, and that. I mean, playing from the centre, then having to move out to the right. I mean, I think he's been brilliant, and covering both those positions. I think obviously, well, we'll touch on this later on with the game coming up, but obviously with Einar getting sent off, It leaves us short at the back again. And yeah, is it Gabilondo that comes in and move Murillo in the middle? I wouldn't be doing that. I would be leaving Murillo back out there and bringing Recio back in. But we'll get onto that later on.
There is something else that happened. Of course, we forgot to mention the red card of Einar. Frustration, pure frustration. I can understand it. I think Einar played. We saw the old Einar back again.
Yeah. What was the sender off? What was the second yellow card for? Because it didn't really show that in the highlights. Was it for dissent or?
No, he said something
Yeah,
to the
protesting.
ref.
Right. Okay.
But I don't think what he said, he was not that happy. But the ref, I think the ref was eager to give out a red card.
But as a referee, you have to also have to be, I don't know, you have to understand it, right?
Yeah, it's a very emotional game, football.
Yeah, I think it's so easy to give a red card for talking, and I know that if he did what he did, or if he said something not so nice, I understand that should have that should or could that he could see a yellow. But I also think, I mean, if you're a referee in professional football, you also have to have a little bit of skin and think by yourself, well, they're losing. They maybe were the better team in the second half. Never mind. Sometimes.
I suppose it all depends what he actually said.
Yeah, that's true as well. We don't know.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about it, because after the match, when they left the stadium, there were fans there, and he went over to the fans and he apologized to the fans. And the fans said, "No worries." They understood it totally, and they said he didn't have to apologize, but he apologized, and he said, "Yes, I made a mistake, and I apologize." That's class, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
That's class.
Fair and Einar. I think maybe sometimes his performance this season he hasn't really played a lot. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but at least I think he always does his best, gives everything, and definitely, always very respectful to the fans and everything. So I think he's great in that sense. But now see if his playing can get a little bit better and not make these mistakes.
But I think that tells a lot about a person, and the only thing I hope that I can hope is that whatever he said to the ref, it was worth it.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it shows about passion as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, but also being responsible and taking responsibility for your deeds, going to the fence after the match. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Most footballers wouldn't have done that.
No.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about Einar. So I think we all agree that Einar is forgiven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives us a little challenge for later this podcast. But I think we're going to the news section, and Tony will bring the news section.
For the first, one thing, at the end of the game also Pellicer got a red card for saying stuff to the ref.
Yeah,
and today he's officially suspended for the next 3 games.
Pellicer for 3 games?
Yeah, he's out for 3 games. So he won't be there against Santander. He won't be at home against Deportivo. And then the third game, I think it is against Andorra, maybe? Leganés away. So he won't miss those 3 games.
At the end of the day, we're all people, aren't we? And we have all of our feelings, and we all have our things. I mean, Pellicer, you can say a lot about him. You can agree with him on his choices, but he is a very nice person. And he's not Diego Simeone, who, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think 3 matches is a bit much. If you see last week Atletico Madrid against Liverpool, what Diego Simeone does towards the Liverpool fan, that should have been 6 matches. But I can understand that the world of refs and the world of sanctions work a bit different, depending on how big and how important your club is in the world.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
and to go back to Pellicer,
yeah,
like we can all say what we want about him. Like maybe most of the time we're not happy with him. Like especially the last few weeks, there's always been a part of the fan base that doesn't really like him. But what we all can agree on that he does is he bleeds and breathes Malaga. Like at the end of the
my
day,
question is, how important is it to have a manager on the bench? I mean, how much of a change is this not having your manager on the bench? I mean, this sanction for me doesn't make any sense because he will probably sit somewhere else in the stadium, or maybe he's not allowed in the stadium. I don't know how the rules work, but he will probably sit somewhere else with a television screen, with a walkie-talkie, or in a meeting with his second man or with somebody on the bench, giving leading the team as well, making his decisions.
Yeah,
Do I make sense?
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, the managers who are well banned, obviously they're in communication with the bench at all times anyway. So yeah,
I mean, was it Mourinho who hidden himself in a bin once during a Champions League match with Chelsea
yeah,
yeah,
to talk to his team during
yeah.
half time?
They smuggled in a bit of the dressing room. Yeah,
I think Malaga should do the same with Pellicer.
yeah.
Tony, what else? What? Bring us more news. We want
some
more.
some good news. Well, Larrubia extended to 2028 with
That's the
release
news we want.
clause going up to 8 million. And if we promote to Primera, it will be to 12 million. Well, I think it's peanuts for a player like him, but I think it also goes with how much salary you pay him. So I think it's fair. Don't think we can ask for much more neither, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think he's the most important player, but I think sometimes his decisions aren't the right ones, maybe, or I think some of the times he has better options. And during the last few matches, I'm missing a bit that he dares to go for it himself.
Yeah, I can back you on that. I think Larrubia is also what he knows as well, and he's been saying his lack of what I mentioned earlier is his lack of being determined in his team. I feel like finishing his chances or giving more assists. I think that is really what is holding him back. For the rest, he's a great player, but he just missed those numbers. And I think he has the quality to sometimes shoot and sometimes do that, and he doesn't do it. He looks for a little bit more safer bet, or sometimes he shoots where he should pass. And yeah, and
I
that's
have
also yeah. Sorry.
I have a question for you guys. Manu Molina was the Pirlo of Malaga. La Rubia is the
That's a
Probably
hard one.
Isco.
Come back to you on that.
okay. Tony,
Now, for me, it's probably Isco. Both Malagueños, both
that's too
playing
easy.
up front. Too
If you
easy.
can choose anybody in the world,
Anyone in the world?
and Isco had a great shot, great shot in his foot, on, and that if we can say a lot about La Rubia, but that's a bit what he's missing.
Maybe then I don't know. I can't really think of that now.
Well, yeah,
You probably have an answer now.
no.
Oh, you don't.
No, you don't. Okay, I thought that was
Well,
why you
because
asked.
I've been thinking of this all week, and I thought if one of the players you guys said, I would go with that one. But I don't have an answer. It doesn't really.
So wait a minute. You've been thinking all week, and you've given us 10 seconds.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of samba football.
Joga
Maybe.
bonito.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe more Brazilian style.
he's not a Ronaldinho, is he?
I know. Close, though, but no. Maybe more like I don't know, maybe more. Well, it's difficult to compare with these big players. Maybe more like Coutinho style. Maybe more like coming from the wide to the middle.
And yeah,
But yeah, he has a bit more of samba in his play, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Probably. I can't really think of a name to be honest, but probably some Brazilian player. But that's also Malaga beach football. That's what he
Neymar.
has as well. Street football.
He's a bit of a Neymar.
oh come on, that's a bit harsh. He doesn't roll about on the floor every time somebody looks at him.
Yeah. But beside that,
No, yeah, but without the finishing.
but good that Malaga is keeping him, Paul. 8
Yeah.
millions. I've never seen, well, not many Segunda Division players being sold for 8 million.
No, we'll sell him to Braga and we'll get £2.50 for him. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that probably is a thing as well. I don't know. For me, the numbers don't say much. What it does say is that David Larrubia is opting for Malaga, and he has shown the thing he always said, that Malaga is in his heart and that Malaga is his club. And I think he's a guy in which a lot of teams in Segunda and maybe in Primera are interested in, with the way he plays. So I think it's very good. I think he's the best player we have, the most creative one. So I'm happy with that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
also what's very important is to set example for the other academy players that you don't need to go outside to look for something. That you can have everything here with your family, with your local team, and you can have success and be great in that. You don't need to go like other players did, and then like go to a big team or like another team and then end up who knows where they are now. So yeah, good on Larrubia for staying. Good example for the academy players, and also good for Malaga itself to have a Malagueño, our number 10, are being there as well and not abandoning ship.
I totally agree. What bring us something more? Do we have more good news? Is it bad news?
Haitam back. That's not the news, but that's kind of what we already discussed quickly.
Yeah.
Then something not nice is the injury list. Radio Marca today brought out the injury list with estimated time of the players. Nino will probably travel to Racing, but I doubtful he plays. He did not train today. He trained separate. Let me say it like that. Did not train with the main team. Puga is still 2 weeks injured, what I think is something we are missing a lot in this team.
Yeah.
Maybe out of all the players we have injured, he's probably with Luismi. He's probably one that we're missing the most right now. Joaquin out still for 3 weeks. Luismi and Ramon are both back in January. Estimated time, so that could all change still. And Diarra should be back in December as well. Musa. And then Pastor out for the whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not looking very well.
No.
With the red card of Aina, it's only looking worse for the next week.
That's it.
Yeah. And today, Rafita got called up for Malagueño to train with the first team, and probably will travel with the team against Santander.
That's good. I think another problem with Malaga is that we have so many talented players, and I don't think talent is the way to go for every week. I think experience is more important and add a bit of talent in it.
Mhm.
I think our teams are too much based on talent. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, you've got to have a bit of experience, don't you? And a bit of, I suppose, grit as well. I think we're missing that with Luismi because he's got that in the middle of the park, but I think we're needing that a wee bit more in other areas as well. A bit more streetwise players. Darko's obviously come into the team. He didn't really impress me when he started the other week. He's got a bit of experience, but is that just because he's just come in and needs to know the team? But again, it's the same position, But I think we need it a bit more further forward as well. We need creativity, but we need that bit of bite as well, and experience to not just to see games through, but and at certain times at the game, just to slow it down and be that wee bit more, smarter. It's not all about going rushing forward and trying to get the ball into the box and score. Sometimes you've got to manage the game properly to make sure that you're not getting caught out at the back and other teams aren't taking more advantage of the game than you are. So it's about managing the game from start to finish, and that is missing a bit for me.
I totally agree. Tony, do we have more news?
Not really. What is playing at the moment, what I think has finished, is Malaga Femenino. They played away against Huelva in the Spanish Cup, where they beat in Betis in the previous round. But it wasn't looking too good, and they lost 3-0 away, so they're eliminated from the Copa de la Reina, I think. So not good news. And for the rest, I don't have any more news, I think.
Then we're going to the preview. Because Malaga is playing away against Racing de Santander this Sunday at 6:30, if I'm right. I think I'm right.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do we know on Racing? Except that the manager is still Jose Alberto, and they have really nice toilets away in that stadium.
I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, that's I don't want to know why you know that, but
the only thing about Racing that I can say right now is they started the season very well with 4 wins in a row, but then they lost at home against Cultural Leonesa 2-4, then drew 2-2 against Cordoba, and this weekend they lost 1-2 at home against Andorra. So they also kind of in a struggle form like we are. So I don't know if that will be positive or negative for us.
Malaga traveling to El Sardinero without Pellicer and without Einar. That's the biggest update. They play a 5-4-1. What else do you know, Paul?
Well, I mean, I think just going through the results, it's mainly, I mean, they've got their scorers have been their front men, so they've signed the Buffalo, the trumpet playing Buffalo to play up front. I say Via Libre. He scored a couple of goals to start with, but they've got Andres Martin, Inigo Vicente, Marco Sangali, and Jeremy Araval. That between them, they've pretty much scored all the goals that Santander have scored this season. So that's pretty much a front five. Obviously, 4 of them only play at once, so they've got a main striker, or sometimes they play 2 up front, but the 3 behind. So they obviously interchange their forwards. I've only seen highlights from them, and they do look mobile and getting forward and causing defences trouble. The good thing, I think, as well is they do lose goals. Over the last couple of games, they've lost, as Tony said, they lost 4-2 to Cultural Leonesa. They drew 2-0 with Cordoba, and they lost 2-1 to Andorra. So they're losing goals as well at the back. So if we can get a bit of creativity, touch wood, up there, we might be able to actually score goals. And what was interesting for me as well is that the games that they've actually won, every opponent's had a man sent off. So Castellón, when they won 3-1, had a man sent off in the 82nd minute. They got a penalty and they won 3-1. Ceuta had a man sent off at half time. Racing were down 2-1 and eventually won. Sorry, they were 2-1 up and they won 4-1. Against Almeria, they were 2-0 down, and Almeria had a man sent off after 27 minutes, and Racing won 3-2. So the statistics of getting a man sent off against them, I don't know why that is, but it's they're picking up points because they're playing against 10 men for a fair bit of games as well. So there was nobody sent off in the last 3 games. So it's if we're playing against 11 men, if we can keep 11 men on the park, we might actually manage to get something from the game. But I think they start off well, don't they, Racing? This season, they started off with the 4 wins. They were at the top of the league for God knows how long last season at the start of the season, and then fell away, and the season before. So they're not a bad side, but it's just is what it is. They're a good side, and we'll just have to go there and see what we can make of it. And we're not exactly playing great ourselves, so it's going to be hit or miss, I think.
I have an interesting fact as well about them, which is very interesting. Their forward line is where they have most players. They have 10 attacking players. 10. And you know how many midfielders they have?
2.
7
how many?
midfielders.
Right, okay.
7 midfielders. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 defenders. And 3 goalkeepers. They have 10 attacking players.
Yeah, funny. I mean, just having a look there. Obviously, when I was watching the highlights of the games and stuff, and what I've seen of them, I'm more focusing on their forward line and their chances that they're creating, and I didn't really pay much attention to the goals they've lost. So I don't know how. I mean, obviously they've lost 2 and drawn 1 of the last 3, and lost 8 goals in 3 games. But I wasn't really paying much attention to their defence to see how they were playing and what the goals they lost were like. So I can't really comment on that. But yeah, if they're giving away goals, then we might be able to sneak at least 1, hopefully 2.
Except Malaga might need to travel with a big bin to Racing Santander. What else should Malaga do, Tony?
They need to try to block out Vicente out of the game. I think that is their best player, Neo Vicente. He's the one with 4 assists. He's the guy that's in the attacking midfield that brings out all the plays, and he's the most dangerous man of not goal scoring wise, but on the midfield, he's the most dangerous man. I think if we can block him out of the game, I think our chances go up.
Yeah.
And Paul, what do you think?
No, I agreed. As I said, I think we need to try and close Vicente. He scored twice against Ceuta, but you're right, Tony, with the assists as well. It's to try and close down the forwards and midfielders, and try and keep them quiet.
Andres Martin as well, ex-Rayo Vallecano, I think.
Yeah.
He's been very good as well, already 5 goals. So, yeah, very, very dangerous attacking plays Racing had.
What I think could be interesting as well, as Pellicer won't be sitting on the bench. I think, as I said earlier, Pellicer or the second coach will follow up everything what Pellicer tells him to do through a walkie-talkie or a phone. But what if the second coach manager turns off the walkie-talkie? Do you think we could see a different style of play or any different things because Pellicer is on the bench?
Who knows? There's got to be something in there that they're working together, and the way Malaga are playing is a combination of both of their ideas. But it would be interesting, and it would be good to see somebody else's ideas coming in and trying to push forward and see if we can play. As Tony says, maybe. Well, you said we don't have a plan A, but it'd be good to have a plan A or a plan B or even a plan C at some point to try and change things if it's not working or we've lost a foothold in the game.
Yeah. What do you think, Tony? Can we see something different this weekend?
I mean, sometimes when the coach gets sent off, the coach in charge, probably the assistant, what will be this game? It's not Manolo Sanchez anymore, or who I really liked. But I don't really know the new assistant manager that well, so I have no idea what he will bring. But sometimes they do bring a little bit of their own ideas that we'll try to do. He's there next to on the pitch. He can talk to players as well, give his views. He already does that anyway. As an assistant coach, you help out your coach. So we'll probably just ask Pellicer, and maybe in the moment of the game, he will directly give his ideas to the players as well. I don't think they will do a complete change of formation without all players without the approval of Pellicer, but I do think maybe he can tell players some stuff in the game, maybe make them move a little bit different. but I don't expect any big changes.
What changes would you make on the pitch, Paul?
That's a difficult one. I think we've alluded to the fact that there isn't really any difference in play when you bring other players on, and I don't think we've got that much variety. I think it's like there's always like for like changes, or it's changing things to make it more defensive. So I don't think the players we've got, there's not a lot that I feel that we can change, other than, as you said, maybe go for it a bit more and play two up front, play it a bit different, and try something and push on a bit more, But other than that, I think your changes are like for like pretty much all the time, aren't they?
Yeah. Tony, any changes you would make?
Yeah, I will make a couple of changes. I would play Danny Sanchez left back like last game, but then since Einar's not there, I would play Recio. I think against Huesca he did a very good job. Then paired up with Montero. I think that would work all right. Murillo on the right. Then get rid of Juan Pérez in the centre mid defensive position. I don't think he's tryout or Darko, or because at the end we bought him as a defensive midfielder, so it's time also for him to show. And then I would still keep Dani Lorenzo, probably push him a little bit more up instead of Lobete on the left, maybe more in attacking, Larrubia on the right. Then next to in the midfield as well, I'll probably do Dottor. I do think he can bring something more attacking. And then I would keep Rafa as a second striker or that pressing midfielder and Chupe up front, because it's not that much neither more. Nino's still injured, or he's training separated, so I don't think he will start. Maybe make some minutes. Haitam, I would love to play Haitam and put Dani Lorenzo next to in the midfield instead of Lobete, but I just don't think Haitam. Maybe he will be fit enough. I don't know how much risk you want to put him to start. If he could start, I would start with Haitam and Larrubia on the wings, and Dani Lorenzo in the middle. But if Haitam is not fit enough to start, then put Dani Lorenzo up and bring Dottor a little bit more down.
The only thing I would change from that is probably put one paying for Dottor, but that's a team I would go with something similar to that. But just what I was meaning there was that I don't think the way we play it might still be the same type of play that we've got. You change the players around for different positions. Like Lorenzo, I like Lorenzo on the left, and Larrubia on the right. But if you're switching players right, for me it's still the same formation, and are you actually going to get anything new from just changing the players? I think the style needs to change as well.
I think I agree. I agree with what Paul says. I'm not a big Dottor fan, not a big Dorio fan. Also not a big Juanpe fan, so you have to do something. I think it's very difficult. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. I would play probably I don't know. I leave it in the middle because I can't think of something that works, because it seems that we have tried it all. Maybe play our friend Darko and
yeah, I would. It's difficult.
Play Rafa in the center of the pitch. I don't know.
Yeah,
and then Eneka up front, but Eneka hasn't really shown anything neither.
Yeah, but Chupe then.
No, Dani Lorenzo second striker and Rafa more down.
I don't see a second striker Dani Lorenzo.
But maybe more as a number 10, so a little bit more deeper than Rafa.
Yeah.
What maybe. I do really like about Rafa is his pressing is pretty good, and his ball recovery. So right up front, he gives Chupa a little bit more space.
Mm.
But yeah, it's I understand this as a coach. It must not be easy every week to do this, especially if you miss so many important players as well. Because
predictions. Or you want to say something, Tony?
No, it was not anything positive. So
okay.
predictions.
Let's start with you, Tony.
I think it's gonna be 3-0 to Racing. I think it's gonna be. I don't think we're gonna have a nice time, and I think it might put Pellicer on a spot that if he doesn't beat against Deportivo, that he'll be out. I don't have much hope. Even though against the better teams, we do play a little bit more better football because we have a little bit more under pressure, so we can play a little bit more out than that. I just do think Racing has so much offensive power, and I don't think we have enough creativity to do anything.
Yeah.
Especially missing important players like Pastor and Luismi. I think it's and Puga. Yeah, I'm not too optimistic.
Paul, I hope
I
you're
have
more
to-
optimistic.
No, I have to agree. I mean, the attacking options that Racing have got and our depletion in defence is is worrying. If we come out of there with a draw, I'd be absolutely delighted, but I can't see it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 1-1 to stay most
I like
positive.
that. I like that optimism, Chris.
It comes from far. Well, that's a bit the end, but as you know, we don't go without a good story about Malaga. And I have to say, it's getting a bit more difficult by the week to choose a topic. And I can't find it now. Let me take a look. So, what do you guys think? Pellicer out already or not?
I think if he doesn't, if he doesn't get at least 2 wins this month, I think he's out.
Yeah.
I don't think he will make November. I think so. I think this is not the season like last year. You cannot make these promises at the start of the season, saying we're gonna fight for something more, saying we're gonna play more attacking football, say all this stuff, and we just go back to like it was last year. I do love Pellicer, so for me, he's the ideal coach for Malaga with bring up academy players, feeding the badge, being through the whole youth system as well as a coach, being coach of Malagueño, being assistant coach. I do think I really like him, but I just don't really see a reaction, and it's kind of like last year as well at the end. Like the only reaction we got was that Chupe and Rafa got us some point at the end. But if not, I don't think Pacer would have made it out last season, and I do think if he these difficult games, Racing, Depor, and Leganés.
Yeah.
If we don't win, we need to win at least one. And if we lose all 3 of them, I think he's out.
Yeah, I have to agree. I'm just going to say that the next three games are critical. They're very hard games, and I can't really see us getting much from them. If I'm honest, I think the way we've played. We're lucky to have, I suppose, 8 points out of the first 4 games, but the last three losses have put us back in that mid-table position. We're lucky that some of our teams haven't been picking up points as well, but if they do over the next 3 games, we could find ourselves in that bottom 3 quite easily, and that's when I think he may well be for the chop. I think.
Okay, are you guys ready for this week's story?
Let's go for it, Chris. Go on. Surprise us.
In 1881, on the 25th of October, in a small house on the Plaza de la Merced, Pablo Picasso was born in Malaga, as we all know probably. His father, José Ruiz Blasco, was a painter and drawing teacher who gave young Pablo his first lessons in art. His uncle, Don Salvador, who played a crucial role in supporting his education and encouraging his talent. There's this story where Pablo Picasso was born, and he wasn't breathing when he was born. And his uncle, who was a doctor, was smoking a cigar and then blew the smoke into his face, which made him cough. And that's the reason why Pablo Picasso came alive. It's not a fact, it's a story, it's a myth about him. Picasso spent the first 10 years of his life in Malaga. He grew up surrounded by the colors, light, and vitality of the city. The bullfights at La Malagueta, the Mediterranean Sea, the streets of the old town. These impressions would remain deeply etched in his memory. in 1891. When Picasso was just 10, his family had to leave Malaga because his father took a teaching job in La Coruña, in Galicia. From there, later, they moved to Barcelona because young Picasso, which is also interesting, the first word he could say was pith, from lapis. His first was a pencil. That was the first word he could say. So they moved to Barcelona for the young Picasso because they saw a big future in him. Though he left Malaga as a child, the city never left him. In later years, when Picasso was already famous and living in France, he would often talk about Malaga with nostalgia. He once said, "I am a child of Malaga. If ever I return to Spain, I will first go to Malaga, to the Plaza La Merced, and I will sit there in silence, remembering." His memory of Malaga resurfaced in his work, whether in his fascination with bullfighting, his Mediterranean palais, or his playful references to the Andalusian culture. Even from afar, Malaga remained at the core of his identity, the city where his genius first began to stir. The father of Pablo Ruiz Picasso, and he has a very, very long name. His father was a painter as well. The only thing he draw, you know what it was?
No, what was it?
No.
Doves.
Ah, okay.
That's the only thing he could draw. So later, Picasso drawn a lot of doves. And why? Because his dove become very important in the world. Because nowadays we know it as the peace symbol. Um, how important was Picasso? Well, when he was a young kid, he loved bullfighting. He made some great paintings when he was a younger kid in the bullfighting arena of Malaga. That was probably his favorite spot, and he was a lot on the street with his father, who was painting doves. Um, I think there's no completer artist in the world than Picasso. For example, he invented the cubism. He wasn't only a painter; he even knew how to work with his hands.
Mhm.
Um, he could draw every style probably there is. He also had a strange thing with women, not very nice. But it all began in Malaga, and I think we can say that Pablo, Diego, Jose Francisco, de Paula, Juan, Nepomuceno, Crispín, Crispiano, María Remedios, de la Santísima Trinidad Ruiz Picasso was the greatest painter on the planet. And with that, I thank you, Paul. Anything to say on Picasso?
Guernica, one of his iconic.
Amazing. If you're ever in the Reina Sofia in
Yeah.
Madrid, you have to go to Guernica.
Absolutely.
Tony, you are yeah, how do you call it? A graphic designer, Picasso.
Yeah, I do really like Picasso, and I always talk very proudly when I'm abroad to people. And most people don't even know that Picasso's from Malaga. So I was explaining to them that's where I'm from, and yeah, it's very proud to be from the same place as he is. So great
I'm a
inspiration.
huge Picasso fan. I think I agree with you that Guernica is impressive, but because it's his most famous
Yeah.
painting as well, I'm not sure if that would be my favorite. But
No.
there's also this myth about Guernica, and I don't know if you know it, Paul. It's very interesting because he painted Guernica. Guernica was a village which was bombed in the Second World War by the Germans with the okay of a little Spanish village with the okay of Franco.
Uncle, yeah.
When Picasso was asked by the European nation to draw something against the war, or something to get some positive spirits out, he chose Guernica. But they say that he was thinking of Malaga. That Guernica is actually the civil war in Malaga. But because Malaga wasn't a thing in the Second World War, he gave it the name Guernica. But the actual place he had in mind and which he drawn was Malaga.
Okay.
Because when you look, there's a mother somewhere in the middle, if I remember correctly, with a little kid, holding a little kid, or breastfeeding a little kid. And there's a picture from the Malaga, from the Civil War in Malaga, where a woman is giving breastfeeding, and it looks a lot like it.
Yeah.
But I think if you're ever in Malaga, go have a seat. Go have a sit next to Pablo Picasso in the Plaza La Merced. And if you have the chance and you have the interest in art, you really should go to the museum where his private collection is, because that was his biggest dream, that he would ever wanted his own museum in Malaga,
Okay.
and that's what his family did. So the private
Beautiful
collection,
museum.
beautiful. I've been there already 6 or 7 times.
Yeah, I need to go again. I haven't been there in for at least 3, 4, 5 years now.
It's crazy. Paul, you've ever been?
Yes, I've been. Yeah, only the once, but yeah, I've been.
I think his artwork there is crazy. I really love the, maybe you see it, and that's where you get a bit how genius he was. The steering wheel of a bike, where he transformed it into a bull's horn. That is there. And his artwork is crazy. It's a beautiful, beautiful collection, but it's also from the inside a very beautiful building.
Yeah, the interior design is really
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
beautiful there, especially when you get in. It's like the little plaza. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice to be there, spend time there. And if you're in Malaga and you have not been, it's a must go. It's a must go.
So with that, I'll thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Chris, as always.
Can we get a Vamos Malaga?
You can. Vamos Malaga.
And Tony, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And can we also get a Vamos Malaga from you?
Vamos, Malaga.
And my name is Chris Marquez. And from me, Vamos Malaga. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to do other things people ask you to do, what the professionals ask you to do. And a big Vamos Malaga. See you next week.